Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to be talking about the Bristol Motor Speedway race for the playoffs for Cup and Trucks and the final regular season race for Xfinity to start the playoffs. So before we get into that, let's talk about Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which is the next race for all three Premier Series and ARCA West if you really care about that. Anyways, there's ARCA right there if you're wondering. Thursday, September 23rd. So on Friday, September 24th at 9 p.m., it will be the Truck Series for running of the Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 presented by Westgate Resorts. Saturday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time will be the Xfinity race for running of the Alsco Uniforms 302. And on Sunday, September 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it will be the South Point 400 for the Cup race. No qualifying practice for this. And yeah, so let's now have a look at the results. And we'll first start us off with the Truck Series, and it is a first career win for Chandler Smith, getting his first career win in the Truck Series. Second place in was Grant Finger, then his teammate, well, Chandler Smith's teammate, John Nemechek, Stuart Friesen, Johnny Sauter, Carson Hocevar, Matt Crafton, Zane Smith, Ben Rhodes, Todd Gilliland ran out the top 10. Then Josh Berry, Doug Colby, Derek Kraus, Austin Wayne Self, Colby Howard, Ryan Truex, Timmy Hill, Lawless Allen, Sheldon Creed, and Corey Roper ran out the top 20. Only one playoff driver finished outside of the top 20, and that was Austin Hill, who was ultimately eliminated from the playoffs. So now let's just go to the events that happened during the race. So no drivers went to the rear, which is good. On lap 3, Sam Mayer spins from 32nd place, hitting the outside wall. Desavano, the third, and Josh Freeman also get involved. Lap 22, Tanner Gray spins and hits the wall in turn 2. Lap 40, Chandler Smith has a left front tire rub after contact with Todd Gilliland, who somehow won the race. Lap 49, Spencer Boyd spins in turn 3, hitting the outside wall from 30th place. And in lap 56, Sheldon Creed wins stage 1. So this was obviously when we probably thought Sheldon Creed was going to sweep all three races in the round of 10 for the Truck Series. But ultimately, that did not happen. Lap 70, Drew Dollar spins on the backstretch. Danny Bowen, I can't remember his first name. DeSavano the third, Tate Fogelman, and Dawson Cram all involved, and a red flag due to that incident. Lap 110, Sheldon Creed wins stage 2. Lap 130, Parker Kligerman spins after getting punted by Haley Deegan. Clay Greenfield spins due to a left rear tire down. Lap 155, Zane Smith gets into the back of Jennifer Jo Cobb as she gets out of shape. Chase Purdy and Taylor Gray all involved with her. Lap 172, Parker Kligerman spins in turn 2 with a flat left rear. Lap 180, Austin Wayne Self spins. I don't know where, but he just spun. I didn't actually watch the highlights. I used the NASCAR timeline because I could be bothered really to watch it, but maybe I should have watched it. Lap 189, once again, Austin Wayne Self is involved in this wreck, but this eliminated Austin Hill from the playoffs as he was involved with the wreck with Haley Deegan, Derek Krause, and Lawrence Allen all involved in a big crash. I think in the front stretch, I think if I remember correctly. Lap 190, obviously a red flag is up. Lap 197, Sheldon Creed has a left front tire down and goes up the racetrack. John Nemechek takes the lead, but Chandler Smith passes him. And on lap 200, Chandler Smith clutches and wins the Uno 200 presented by Ohio Logistics. So obviously a very clutched up win for Chandler Smith, the rookie coming in for Kyle Busch Motorsports, and he will lock himself into the round of 8, while Austin Hill and Todd Gilliland will be out of the playoffs. Sucks for them, but that's just how racing is. You get unlucky sometimes. Even though Todd Gilliland had a very, very good run, I think if he passed Ben Rhodes or Zane Smith, I think he would have gotten into the playoffs, and I think Zane Smith would have been out of the playoffs. But ultimately, he He only got 10th place. Um, that was not good enough for him to advance to the round of 8. So that's Todd Gilliland and Austin Hill out of the playoffs. Everyone else is still in. So that is now the Truck Series all done. Let's now move on to the Xfinity Series. Now this is obviously the final regular season race for the Xfinity Series, and that was won by AJ Allmendinger. It was a wild race, and you'll see why. Second place in was his regular season title rival, Austin Cindric, and Riley Herbst, Justin Allgaier, Brennan Jones, Justin Haley, Harrison Burton, Mike Snyder, Sam Mayer, Daniel Hemrick round out the top 10. Then Ty Gibbs, Noah Gregson, Jeremy Clements, Brennan Brown, Ty Dillon, Sage Karam, Joe Graff Jr., Greg Golding, Alex LeBay, and Josh Williams round out the top 20. Only two notable finishes outside of the top 20, 24th place Jeb Burton and 35th place Josh Berry, who went to the rear due to a gyro change for Michael Annette. So it's safe to say that Michael Annette won't be coming back to JR Motorsports. It's a possibility. So on lap 9, Brent Moffitt gets into the wall on turn 2. On lap 46, Spencer Boyd leaves pit road with a gas can still with him, and leaves it on the track while dumping fuel onto the track. I think the caution was extended a bit there just to clean it up. Lap 85, Justin Allgaier wins stage 1. Lap 103, Tommy Joe Martin spins on the backstretch, collecting BJ McLeod. Lap 110, Matt Mills gets into the wall while Noah Gregson is sideways. I think just trying to save it, couldn't take second place off Justin Allgaier. Lap 154. Allgaier sideways after contact with Joe Graff Jr., but somehow saves it. It was an incredible save, but it did cause a caution. Lap 170, Daniel Hemrick wins stage 2. Lap 198, Carson Ware is slow with a flat left front tire. Lap 238, Tommy Joe Martins and David Starr get together and both spin on the front stretch, I believe. 253, Noah Gregson gets into the wall but keeps going. Lap 254, Harrison Burdi gets into the rear of Maya Snyder, sending him sideways. Well, in the next lap, was it his cousin? I think it was his cousin, Jeb Burton. Yeah, I think they're cousins. I really can't remember. Jeb Burton, is slow with a flat tire. Got into pit road, but actually pit right in front of Austin Cindric, who was the lead at the time. Lap 297. Justin Allgaier gets into Sam Mayer and sends him spinning with Josh Williams after Mayer was slowing down just to pass Williams. And on lap 306, AJ Allmendinger wins the Food City 300 after spinning across the finish line with Austin Cindric, banging wheels, contact everywhere, sheet metal going all over the place, and AJ Allmendinger wins. It was a crazy, crazy last lap, and I think that win got him the regular season champion. So AJ Allmendinger is a regular season champion. There it is. And now the playoffs has obviously started for the Xfinity Series, but we'll get into that when we get to the standings. And next up, it is the Cup Series, and that was won by none other than Kyle Larson. Obviously, Kyle Larson wins, getting his 12th career win. Second place to him was Kevin Harvick, who we will talk about him later. William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, Warren Truex Jr., Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Matt DiBenedetto round out the top 10. Then Joe Logano, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Preece, Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. rounding out the top 20. 4 playoff drivers finished outside of the top 20. 21st place, Kyle Busch, 24th place, Michael McDowell, 25th place, Chase Elliott, and 29th place, Christopher Bell. So those 4 playoff drivers obviously had problems. No drivers went to the rear, and let's just skip to lap 225 because not a lot of stuff happened. Kurt Busch, I think was slow, and he dropped back a bit. But anyways, lap 125, Denny Hamlin wins stage 1. Nothing a lot happened in the first part of the race. It was a competition caution strategy also getting in as well. Lap 168, Ryan Newman loses a tire and hits the outside wall, Suarez, Bubba Wallace, and Cole Custer gets damage from it. From lap 172 to lap 175, Eric Almirola has to pit due to numerous um, reasons, but this is mainly because of an oil leak and repairs to this car, and he actually got black flagged on lap 173 to get back on the pit road um, due to oil leaking out of his car. Lap 220, Anthony Alfredo gets into the wall in turn 3 after contact with Corey LaJoie. BJ McLeod also involved after contact with Justin Haley, and that causes... No, actually, no, never mind. That's another one. Sorry about that. Well, on lap 250, Kyle Larson wins stage 2. No, wait, never mind. Yeah. Yeah, so on lap 220, I think he got a... Yeah, it was... There was a red flag period. I don't know why I didn't put that in, but I guess I didn't. But there was a red flag due to Anthony Alfredo and BJ McLeod's crash. Lap 255, Tyler Reddick pits again to tighten a right rear lug nut that probably cost him the race, and obviously actually a chance of advancing into the playoffs. Lap 363, Quinn Half spins due to losing a tire, and again on lap 388, Quinn Half gets into the wall in turn 3 and 4 due to a flat left front tire. Lap 400, Denny Hamlin gets a tire down after battling with Kyle Larson for the lead, so they just made contact, and that ultimately cut at, I think it was the left front tire, if I remember correctly, of Denny Hamlin. And on lap 455, Kyle Busch also has a flat tire and is forced to pit. Lap 467, Chase Elliott gets a flat tire after contact with Kevin Harvick. But this time, it wasn't like, Hamlin and Larson where they were fine after the race. They probably did talk about it after the race as well. They were just apologetic. This time, it was a bit interesting. It was a bit scuffy. Let's just say that. Left 474, Christopher Bell pits due to another flat tire from contact. We don't know what the contact was from. Well, I personally don't know, but if someone can tell me in the comments, that'd be great. I should have watched the race, but I'm too lazy, and that's the problem. Lap 497, Kyle Larson does a slide job on Kevin Harvick to take the lead after his teammate Chase Elliott was slowing him down. Well, was slowing Kevin Harvick down, so his teammate can pass him. And on lap 500, Kyle Larson wins the Bass Pro Shops night race, while Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick has a conversation on pit road. Yeah, it was mainly because of Elliott getting a tie down by Harvick. Obviously, Harvick was very pissed off. Elliott was also very pissed off, and I'm gonna play what Kevin Harvick said in his interview because it was actually quite funny.
Hi. Me in the future. Well, I couldn't get the video, sadly. I tried to put it into my editing software, but it just froze after like 4 seconds, so no interview there, but I'll leave a link to the interview if you want to look at it for yourself.
They can boo me whenever they want. He does not give a fuck. He does not care. They can boo him, whatever. Which definitely is... it really gives me reminiscence of 2000s Harvick. When he would just... He would just run up to you if it was pissed off. It was beautiful. It was amazing. But they did talk actually privately inside Chase Elliott's hauler, which was interesting. So I think that might be all good, hopefully. But I was really hoping for a fight. I was very sad that I couldn't get a fight, but I was hoping for a fight. Anyways, let's have a look at the standings, mainly for first of all for the Truck Series. And this is what it looks like. So now with the playoff bracket has been reset to do the next round of the playoffs. John Nemechek in the lead, plus 44 over the cut line, and then Sheldon Creed, Ben Rhodes, Zane Smith, Chandler Smith, and Matt Crafton. Top 6, then Carson Hocevar and Stuart Friesen. Sorry, I thought it was round of 6 is next. No, it is the round of 4, which is next, I think, if I remember correctly. I have no clue. Yeah, so the round of 8. So Jan Nemechek is plus 44 over the cut line, then Sheldon Creed plus 20, Ben Rhodes plus 20, plus 13, Zane Smith plus 3, then Chandler Smith is minus 3, Matt Crafton minus 5, Carson Hocevar minus 7, and Silver Freezer minus 8. So that cut line, obviously, we have not started the next round of the playoffs yet, but it is very, very close after Bristol. And also Todd Gillen and Austin Hill are out of the playoffs. As for the other drivers who aren't in the playoffs, it's just the top 20 here. Grant Finger, Johnny Sauter, Derek Kraus, Tyler Ankrum, Austin Wayne South, Ryan Truex, Haley Deegan, Tanner Gray, Chase Purdy, and Parker Kligerman round out the top 20. So that's the Truck Series. Let's now move on to the Xfinity Series, where the playoffs have now started, and this is what the playoff bracket looks like. So basically, just like what I said, Austin Cindric in the lead, actually tied with AJ Allmendinger plus 39 above the cut line. Then Justin Allgaier plus 15, Noah Gragson plus 12, Justin Haley plus 10, Daniel Hemrick plus 9, Jeff Burton plus 4, and Harrison Burton plus 3. For the 4 drivers outside of the cutoff line, Maya Snyder minus 3, Brandon Jones minus 5, Riley Herbst minus 7, and Jeremy Clements minus 8. I think it was virtually impossible for other drivers um, to get into the playoffs unless they win, unless you're Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry, who weren't eligible for the playoffs. Everyone else basically didn't even have a chance. Speaking of that, for the other drivers outside of the playoffs, from 13th to 20th, Ty Gibbs, Michael Annett, Brendan Brown, Ryan Sieg, Josh Berry, Alex LeBay, Josh Williams, and Tommy Joe Martins. Those are the drivers who are basically effectively, quote unquote, leading the regular season. While Cindric and Allmendinger are tied up in first and second. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, the battle between Allmendinger and Cindric. That'll be very, very exciting to watch going into the playoffs. And finally, for the Cup Series, for the next round, Kyle Larson plus 46 above the cutoff line, so he's basically already advanced into the next round, I guess. Martin Truex Jr. plus 16, Denny Hamlin plus 11, tied with Ryan Blaney, who's also plus 11, Kyle Busch plus 9, Chase Elliott plus 8, Alex Bowman plus 2, and William Byron only 1 point above the cutoff line. Joe Logano minus 1, Brad Keselowski minus 6, Christopher Bell minus 9, and Kevin Harvick minus 12. The 4 drivers who were eliminated from the playoffs: Eric Almirola, Tyler Reddick, Kurt Busch, and Michael McDowell. Those are the 4 drivers who were eliminated. And for the other drivers who, from 17th to 20th, Austin Dillon, Matt DiBenedetto, Ross Chastain, and Chris Buescher. So that's really about it. Just a reminder that Las Vegas will be the next race on the Cup Xfinity and Truck Series schedule, and also ARCA if you're interested in that. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, really helps. Take care. Goodbye.